Hi.
Isn't this
I'm Ken from That's Kentertainment.
what I thought? I love your little skits with your... Yeah. You know,
Seen my show?
Of course I have.
How come?
Because I'm a musical theater nerd, just like everyone. Come on, you have to love it. You have to love the interweb and all the new fangled modern things you can do with it, all the ways that you can prove that you're a lover of musical theater. It's all good.
Well, now you just made my day. You made my week. Maybe my month or year.
Okay, let's not get crazy, all right? Okay.
At least my night. Okay.
I've had too many men say that to me before, and they didn't sing musical theater songs, if you know what I mean.
Hi, everybody. It's Ken here. And tonight, we're bringing you Martin Short, Fame Becomes Me on Broadway. And now, a short medley. Short people got no reason to live. Except for Martin Short. Man's little baby loves Shortening. Man's little baby loves Martin Shortening bread. Who wears short?
Oh, God!
Martin Short wears short. Oh, well, all right, a Pancho Joe just stopped. Well, you know, they can't all be winners. I mean, after all, this is public access, where my new motto is, that's Kentertainment. You get what you pay for. Well, let's get on with the show. Now, as I mentioned before, we have on the wonderful Martin Short and his comedy all-stars who are currently starring on Broadway in the terrific Martin Short, Fame Becomes Me. It's really good, and you really gotta check it out.
Ken, you know that show's closed. Why don't you just tell everyone that this episode is filled with favorite moments from last year?
And also on the show, the wonderful
and glamorous star of Broadway, Daphne Rubin Vega.
So, without further ado, to the magic door.
Brilliant, the cast is brilliant, and of course, you know, how can you not want to watch Martin Short? Who was born to be on stage more than him?
Just an off-the-cuff, spontaneous thought of the show tonight.
I think it stank. You know, he stole most of the material from me. I was shocked and amazed. I know he's got a good singing voice, but you know, a lot of people think of him as just a, you know, little pointy-eared comic.
Working on this type of a show, you get to jump in and do all these different kind of characters, which seems to be pretty perfect for you, isn't it?
Well, I mean, the whole show for all of us in the show was pretty much tailored around us to what we do well, which is rarely the case. You know, you usually have to sort of find your way and make yourself, you know, look as if you know what you're doing, but this is all about what we know how to do it, you know, and finding the best way possible to do it, and the funniest way possible. It's been fantastic. I mean, it's rare. Yeah.
And you do you well, so it's good.
Exactly. I certainly hope so by now. at the age of 86. I hope I know how to do me.
Here you are playing these characters, these fun parts. Now, you've played some serious stuff in the past there, Caroline. So what's it like jumping on stage and just letting it all hang out, so to speak?
Oh, my God. It's freeing. It's funny. It's like a party every night. It really is. You never know what Marty's going to do or what he's going to say. And so, I mean, although it's scripted, we kind of know what it is. You just never know. Sometimes it's live, And I'm just having the best time. It's light and fun. It's not open heart surgery. It's not a serious thing at all. So it's just a party. It's a party. I'm having a great time. I have just one question which I'll ask if I may. Why the hell did they name it the Great White Way? 'Cause if you wanna hit, learn what Sondheim doesn't know and let a big black lady stop the show.
Party on stage every night. Do people see you now who've seen you in other things like, family or whatnot, and they're like, wow, where'd that come from?
Yes, they do. They do. I have people say, oh, I didn't know you were funny. And I'm thinking, neither did I. Now won't somebody please explain why whether gospel or some blues, these songs are always written by some old fart white gay Jews.
Oh, I recently discovered you. I kept going, do I want to click on that's Kentertainment? And I finally did, and I was entertained wildly.
Yay! Well, good. I know this is an evening of lies, but that's okay.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Just love me, even more than I love.
What you're doing now, is this really coming out of like playing at those parties and,
Completely. I met him at Saturday Night Live, and although we rarely got anything on the show, me and Marty and Billy Crystal and Christopher Guest would just hang out in the music room and make up silly songs and literally just sit there for 2 hours and just improvise, and that formed like a friendship with those guys and a working relationship with them that still exists. And that relationship with Marty has mostly existed at this Christmas party he throws. Every now and then we'd get to write him something if he's on a talk show. But it was always like, God, if there's only a whole show that we could write these kind of like 40-second songs, just long enough to hopefully hit and move on, just stupid shit. So finally, this producer, after Billy Crystal had such a success, finally they were like, what other comedians? And so Marty and his manager, we've been talking about doing this for years and years, and they finally had that fire under them to actually do it. And that was the best part of it. It was just me, Scott, and Marty sitting in a room, vomiting, laughing. Things that aren't in the show now because they're far too grotesque. But we laughed.
Look at all the smiles, look at all the lights. I really like this welcome on my bow. I want mommy's arms to hold me through the night. But most of all, I want those things what's pointing at me now. I want those big titties, big titties. I've only been alive one day, but know enough to say I want those big titties, those twin cities. Let's tout on those mounds of joy.
Big titties was just a ridiculous thing that Scott said. We were thinking, what if he's a little kid and he just wants, and Scott said, big titties? And we're like, okay, you're big. So we never thought it would end up on Broadway.
Speaking of never knowing something would end up on Broadway, did you ever think your butt would end up on Broadway?
No. And I'm sure those who see it are equally as surprised. No, I'm a kind of guy who I have never mooned out of a car window. I would never fart in the same room with another person. I am the last guy, but suddenly there was this slot, and I was like Lucy Ricard. I was like, I'll do it. I cannot believe it. But it's easy, because when you got your back to the audience, it's like you don't care. Yeah.
It's acting.
Yeah.
This show, it's like total burlesque. I mean, how did you, come up with all the different, because he's got a certain way of moving, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, Marty, he's like a rubber band. I mean, he can do anything, and he was willing to do anything and everything, which was great. It was like, let me jump, let me turn, let me do, okay, and I threw it all at him, and he didn't blink at anything, and he worked until he got everything. So yeah, he really did. He truly did.
Hi, I'm Martin Short, and I'm just thrilled to be back on stage in my very own Broadway show. Unlike Hollywood, in the theater you roll up your sleeves, buckle down, and you get to work 8 shows a week. Cut. I'm sorry. Is that true? 8 shows a week?
This is Broadway, Marty.
Ah, good. Well, I'm happy with that. Let's
5, 6, 7, 8.
Oxygen!
Martin Short in Fame Becomes Me.
You have to make it look like it's kind of organic and kind of spontaneous, but yet clean so that it's, sells and everything like that. So it's but he, like I said, he never stopped working hard. So it was a dream working with him, truly. Yeah.
And I'd like a new Tony to put on that shelf. So don't be apprehensive, 'cause Botox is expensive. Just love me.
How are you? Oh, my old friend.
I won't muss your makeup, don't worry. Haven't seen you since San Francisco, backstage. Remember I stopped in there and stalked you?
You were a surprise guest in San Francisco.
Surprise.
It was a little weird when you were on the Upper East Side underneath my apartment. But it's cool. It's fine. I mean, I like having you around. Just
make sure you were safe. Well, here you are, safely tucked away on Broadway 8 times a week, huh?
Yeah, 8 times a week. It's a lot. And thank God that, doing this show 8 times a week is sort of tough as far as just the weird psychological process that happens when you have to say the same thing 8 times a week. But it's such a blessing that this show has a little air in it and like a little room to play around and to improvise, you know what I mean? Because, I've been in other shows where they're like, so are you the writer of the show? Because you changed one word at the end of the third, and this, it's amazing that we get to have that sort of license and that they trust us enough to sort of play around a little bit, you know what I mean, and play off of Marty. And he's so improvisational that I think it helps him keep his sanity, because we have a long road ahead of us of 8 times a week. So, he's always injecting new life into it because he never gives the same performance twice.
Do me a favor. Put those 2 together and make one good one.
How great for you. All these different characters you get to play. You are, one of the best character actresses out there. Not that she's not a beautiful leading lady, too, ladies and gentlemen. But seriously, because, you've done your Judy in the past. When I first interviewed you was when you were doing the Judy's...
That's Kentertainment.
I have a big background in sketch comedy and improv and sitcom stuff, so I'm always like, how can we get a laugh?
I guess everyone's asking you this, but are there certain characters in the show that you never had done before? Or these things that they've said, we love you, can you do that, please?
You know what, Ken? Nobody has asked me that question, so kudos to you. All right? Yeah, there are. I'd never done Joan Rivers officially anywhere, you know what I mean, and any sort of somebody casting me and saying, do Joan. Just did it for friends every now and then or something, or,
And then afterwards I got to actually shake her hand and meet her, and she said, I love it when people do me. And she, and don't we all? And she, but literally, yeah. Thank you.
Hello. Hi. I'm Ken from That's Kentertainment.
What I thought. I love your little skits with your... Yeah.
Seen my show?
Of course I have.
How come?
Because I'm a musical theater nerd, just like everyone. Come on. You have to love it. You have to love the interweb and all the new fangled modern things you can do with it, all the ways that you can prove that you're a lover of musical theater. It's all good.
Well, now you just made my day. You made my week. Maybe my month or year.
Okay, let's not get crazy, all right? Okay.
At least my night. Okay.
I've had too many men say that to me before, and they didn't sing musical theater songs, if you know what I mean. Saw the show in San Fran. Haven't seen it here yet. I'll see it next week. What do you mean, oh boy? Now, what was that? See this show. It's about a million times different. There's still some similar things, but the journey the show has made has been really, it's been amazing. It's been like a little baby that we've just been sort of nurturing. It really has. It's had a gestation period, and now things are getting gross. But it has had so many changes. It's been amazing to be a part of it from the beginning to the end. And different songs, different choreography, new lyrics, to the point that you can't even imagine. We're like an hour before, we're getting emails from Mark Shaman. Here's some new lyrics for the wedding song tonight. And you're like, there's still sometimes I'll sing a lyric back from Toronto because it just comes into my head for some reason. Yeah.
You probably had a good training ground there working on that Mad TV and whatnot, didn't you?
Mad TV. Yes, I've been on it for 3 years now, and absolutely it helped because I sort of was able to get comfortable with the impressions, and I was always able to watch on screen what they look like, and that's a great way to learn how to improve upon them because, you know, doing it in the mirror, you can't really watch yourself do it. And also, it's a little creepy to do, especially when other people are watching or catch you. So it's great to watch it on camera, and then that way, you know, now when I do it on stage where I can't tell what I look like, I feel so comfortable with them after doing them for such a long time that, it's great. I mean, it's all sort of worked out very well that I was able to sort of work on them doing Mad first. But it's a different experience to do these impressions live, you know, in front of people. It's fun.
Is there a favorite one?
Oh, I mean, I love Ellen. I just love doing her, and, you know, Renee is, of course, fun. And I mean, I don't know, I love them all. Renee and Ellen, I suppose.
Ideas come from every which way, and something you saw on TV the night before makes the conversation the next day. I mean, in this show, we knew that Marty had his first success in Godspell in Toronto, so we said, let's do an homage to that style of Godspell, Stephen Schwartz, Jesus Christ Superstar, and then we wrote that song, Stepbrother to Jesus.
My father Joseph, before he met the Virgin Mary, he loved my mother on some would-be Christmas night. But darkness covers what in the daylight sure looks scary. Mother was a leper, and that ain't a pretty sight.
My favorite section is when Marty is in the attic, is the little boy, and he does all the characters, all the way through Stepbrother to Jesus. It's so funny. It's fun. That's my favorite section of the show.
'Cause I'm the stepbrother to Jesus. I may be a bastard, but the ladies seem to like it.
But of course, I love when I get to stop the show. Who am I kidding, right? Yeah, I love it.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Yes.
If your clock's running thin and your ticket sales are slow, let us big black ladies stop the show.
How would you describe this? The alleged telling of your life or the telling of your alleged life? I think the first one was right.
I think it's in the world of celebrity expose and angst, if you don't have that angst and pain in your life, you're under pressure to make it up. So I just make up the whole journey. Yeah.
Oh, yay.
Well, I'll tell you something. I knew I had to pull myself out of the gutter. I had to take a step in the right direction. In fact, I had to take 12 of them. The first step is the hardest, just to pick up your head. The second step's to change the sheets 'cause you wet the bed. The third step is a coffee and a last line of blow. The fourth step is a 20 so the hooker can go.
And now, in this journey that you've made up, kind of silly, but do you have a favorite moment of that journey that you just get up there every night and you go, oh, yay?
I kind of am amazed at the talent of the cast. So I when I see, you know, Brooks Ashmanskas doing Tommy Tune or Mary Judy Garland or Carpathians singing Big Black Lady or Nicole doing Renee Zellweger, that to me is more interesting to me than,
More interesting than you? I don't know about that.
Well, to me, but I'm me.
It's the 11 o'clock number for a 12-step happy. Like me. Like me. Like me. Like me.
Daphne Rubin Vega, it was 1 year ago tomorrow that I first interviewed you when you were singing the songs of Elvis Costello.
You know, he's so not formulaic the way he writes. He's a poet.
And now here we are, and tonight you're singing songs, I think, by writers including Daphne Rubin Vega.
Correct. That's right. It was Halloween. Every Halloween we kind of commemorate the undead by singing our songs.
Chapter 1, we didn't really get along. Chapter 2, I think I fell in love with you. You said you'd stand by me in the middle of Chapter 3, but you are up to your own tricks in Chapters 4, 5, and 6. Well, I'm giving you a long look. Every day, every day, every day, every day I write the book.
Tonight it's Redemption Songs, so you can tell us a little bit about the CD and what you're going to be doing tonight.
Well, the name of my CD is Redemption Songs, and it came out on October 17th, very confluent with me doing Les Miserables. So this is the first opportunity I have to have a CD party and a release party proper. It's pretty much like a snapshot, like an album, literally, of songs that I compiled, like an 18-month period that, had been written around just before, during, and after the birth of my son and what happened around that time. There was a lot of, fantastic and challenging stuff that happened around that time, so I put it in writing.
Of Redemption Songs is almost epic. I mean, this is a wild rock and roll song. I mean, it's like
I wanted to write like a rock and roll anthem. I grew up with my brothers playing in a band in the basement, listening to all kinds of rock and roll from Police, Zeppelin, Cream, Bowie, Who, Purple, so it was me trying to do something big.
Just because we all forget that we belong to everything, but nothing belongs to us. We all forget that we belong to everything, but nothing belongs to us. Nothing belongs to us. I wanna make you happy, I wanna make you smile, I wanna make you breathe inside. Inside, I give it all to you. I wanna hit the ground running, I wanna get off my shoes, I wanna live like I'm soon.
And you get to sing, which is so great because you're quite the singer. You got your band. I mean, you still doing the band?
I'm not still really doing the band in an active way.
What's going on with the band is the guitarist had a baby.
My partner now has 2 babies and a wife, and a beautiful home in Nyack, and that puts a damper on the whole rock and roll part of the. No, but he's great, and we still have CDs that are available and all that stuff, but yeah, not doing the band thing so much right now.
This is Ken. Hello, Ken from That's Kentertainment. Like I need to stroke your ego, but you're just please do. Because I know you want to enjoy your party, so I don't want to keep you too long here.
So could we?
You looked out on this one, right?
Oh, baby. Yes.
It's going to be Fame Becomes Brooks, you think?
I doubt it. But thank you for saying so.
Congratulations, and thank you so much.
Nice to see you.
I'm pretty, Mama. Wow, I'm pretty.
I have to tell everyone to wake up just now because that explanation was rather long, and some of you might have taken a little nap.
Not on my show.
Yeah, that's right. Probably not.
Because they're already drunk or high, so. Now.
Well, you've got some sort of music playing underneath it, probably like another opening of another. I don't know how the tune goes to that.
Crack me up. That was good.
Okay, I'm trying.
That says it all.
Wonderful. I pray for Marty to have a great success. I love him. He's a dear friend.
You feel like a show pony where they're like, do Ellen.
Sometimes. Like I said, sometimes people are like, do me. And then I do an impression and they say, that's not at all what I'm like. I do not do that. I don't roll my R's at all. How dare you? And then I'm like, you just... So, anyways.
Okay, well, we'll leave you alone. And here, you could imitate Kentertainment.
Oh, gosh, I don't...
I roll my R's. No, I'm totally
kidding.
Are you kidding? I wouldn't do that to you.
You're really putting me on the spot.
I wouldn't do that to you. You have fun.
Thank you, dear. Mwah.
Thank you.
Fans can see you on that Reno 911, or is it Reno 911? How do they say that?
Yeah, it's a mix. There's a lot of controversy over the 911, 911 issue, you know? And I don't know what camp I fall in. It depends on my mood.
And then all of a sudden, he gives me a goodnight kiss. Well, that's just wonderful. And I'm feeling great now, and I want a little more of that.
I don't know if she's been through here already, but Wendy McClendon-Covey, who is Deputy Johnson on the show, she's here tonight. And she gave me the most beautiful opening night gift, I think, and the most unusual. It was a beautiful vintage, like turquoise 50s dress that fit me like a glove. And I almost wore it tonight, but it's a Reno 911 is a great show.
And that's when you know that drugs just really aren't worth we didn't know it's over. No thing. Oh God!
It's all improvised, and it's out on the West Coast. So obviously I'm not doing it right now, but it is airing every Sunday at 10:30. And we have a feature film coming out in January, which is great, a Paramount film called Reno 911 Miami. And that, I think, is really going to be a blast. I saw a couple of minutes of it, and I think it looks fantastic. So.
You could sneak out in between, the matinees and the evening shows and go see yourself in the theater.
Yeah, there you go.
Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Always a pleasure.
Good to see you. You look
too.
so good.
Thank you, honey.
There, I must your makeup this time. Just kidding. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.